Hello, my name is Jantare and I want to welcome you to Reinvent Your Body series. How to create your best health, stop yo-yo dieting and lose weight for good. Today's my guest is Dr. Ameet. He's been voted a top 43 therapist worldwide. Dr. Ameet's online program and best-selling books help thousands of people to deal with obesity, anxiety, depression, and many other disorders. He's combining a naturopathic and functional medicine to help you heal your body and mind. Hello, Dr. Ameet. It's nice to meet you. Welcome
Likewise.
to the show. It's my honor having you here.
Thank you very much. I also combine psychotherapy with naturopathic and functional medicine, just so everyone.
Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background so that more about it?
Grew up in Kenya and then studied in Canada, naturopathic medicine and psychotherapy, focusing on helping people really treat the root cause of weight loss issues, sex issues, anxiety, depression, etc., by combining holistic medicine and emotional release through psychotherapy. I've written a book, a best-selling book called Heal Your Body, Cure Your Mind, which basically helps you to optimize your health, reduce anxiety and depression. There's a whole chapter on sex as well, which we'll be talking about. And I also have an online course, and there's free videos people can watch to introduce themselves to the online course, which really gives my exact protocols in healing leaky gut, adrenal fatigue, liver toxicity, a lot of things we're going to be talking about today.
Amazing. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of everything, but we will start with the sex. Why is so many, not everyone, but quite a lot of obese people or overweight people lose their sex drive? What is that? Is it to do with their self-confidence or sort of build up sort of, I don't know, insecurity? Or there is a deeper, more like deeper issues to that?
So sex drive depends on many factors, right? One is emotional confidence. When the confidence is low, then sometimes serotonin levels drop, and that diminishes your sex drive. Yeah. The other things that affect your sex drive are your hormones, as well as toxicity and other chemicals in your body. So, for example, if you are obese and you have too much inflammation, well, we're going to talk about the root causes of obesity as well. But basically, a lot of people who are obese might have a hormonal imbalance. There's excessive estrogen being produced in the body, and there's a lack of testosterone. And testosterone is the major, both in men and women, is a major factor in increasing sex drive. And remember, testosterone also increases with exercise. And when people are obese, they find it more difficult or more painful to exercise as well, right? But just because it's hard on the joints. And then a lot of obese people might have what we call inflammation, and I'll talk about how inflammation starts. But inflammation also then causes a cortisol imbalance in the body, right? And that can cause more sense of fatigue, an imbalance of serotonin and all the brain chemicals that help you feel good and give you that arousal, stimulus, etc. So it's a combination of mental and emotional based on confidence issues, as well as hormonal imbalances, related to fat deposits and liver toxicity, which I'll talk about, and also related to excessive inflammation, maybe changing the hormones as well as changing the brain chemicals. And all these will affect sex drive. All
right. So, okay, let's start from the beginning then. So what this losing a sex drive, you said, is to do with the hormones, right?
I'll explain it all, how it connects together.
So let's go for it.
All righty. So, obesity, first of all, sometimes it's excessive fat deposits, sometimes it's inflammation, sometimes it's water retention, sometimes it's emotional trauma, and you're protecting yourself. Yeah. So basically, you have a stomach and you have intestines, and your intestines are like a nice lining, a tube kept healthy by good bacteria and good food.
Yeah.
Over time, with antibiotic use, poor diet, etc., this lining gets damaged and the good bacteria get killed off. We get holes in there, toxins go into the bloodstream and cause inflammation everywhere in the body. This inflammation is the leading cause for asthma, eczema, arthritis, a lot of chronic conditions.
Yeah.
And all this inflammation then causes a cortisol imbalance. And the cortisol imbalance causes you to deposit, goes into insulin resistance, basically, causes insulin imbalances. That causes you to deposit fat and weight. It also causes you to retain water, so you'll puff up. And that's why a lot of people increase their weight based on inflammation. All this inflammation creates toxicity, which goes to the liver. The liver takes a big hit, produces less bile, and you get more toxicity because you have more constipation. Meaning, so the bile helps lubricate your intestines and get rid of your poo. But if your liver is stagnant, you'll get more constipated, retain more toxins, get more inflamed, and the cycle continues. In Chinese medicine, the liver controls the hormones. So with liver stagnation, you go into hormonal imbalance. Yeah, estrogen dominance, progesterone deficiency, etc., and can make sex painful, sex uncomfortable, diminish libido, etc. Right? So we got the inflammation causing liver toxicity, causing hormonal imbalance, causing change in libido. And now remember all this inflammation going on from your gut, from leaky gut.
Yeah.
And causing the cortisol imbalance. That cortisol imbalance then suppresses all your brain chemicals, serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and melatonin. And when these go down, you're going to feel depressed, you're going to feel anxious, etc. All these factors affect your sex drive as well, and your mood for sex, and your interest in sex, and your sense of pleasure. Okay. Now, the other thing that causes weight gain is, we said inflammation basically causes a cortisol imbalance, right?
Yeah.
Cortisol is made by your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands also make adrenaline in response to stress. So combination of chronic inflammation and chronic stress will exhaust your adrenal system. When your adrenal system gets exhausted, you get very tired. That's your powerhouse. You're very tired and lethargic. So your metabolism drops. So your ability to burn fat reduces. Right? And your adrenal glands are like your powerhouse, and in Chinese medicine, your essence. And when these burn out, you have very low, what we call kidney yang energy. So your libido just plummets, just crashes.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so to heal your adrenal glands, one, you have to release trauma, which I talk about in the online course. And the other thing you have to do is, of course, heal inflammation. So how do we heal inflammation? Is by getting rid of inflammatory foods. Typically it's wheat and dairy and a lot of other foods that I mentioned in the online course, in the book. And also to heal the gut, then detoxify the liver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you've reduced all this disturbance, but then you also have to rebuild the adrenal system.
Yeah.
And you rebuild it using vitamins and herbs and things like that. So when you do this combined approach, you end up treating the root cause and having a better sex life in the long run.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not just sex.
Yeah, it's very like interesting. So is it for example doing some sort of as well like exercise?
Mm-hmm.
Would that help as well?
Exercise is super important. Yeah, it's really the elixir of health, because exercise will increase your testosterone levels and reduce cortisol levels, help your adrenal glands release some stress as well, right? And that can improve your libido. The thing is, exercise is not always easy for certain people, right? Because if you're obese and your joints hurt or you're inflamed, then exercise can do more damage to your joints. So you need to reduce inflammation first, and while you're starting to exercise, or do some exercise that's not damaging to your joints, right? So that's super important. In Kundalini yoga, which I practice, They also say exercising the upper legs, so your thigh muscles, doing a lot of like squats and things like that, seems to increase testosterone levels faster than exercising other parts of your body.
Very interesting. So basically they could start doing like Pilates, yoga, sort of starts like...
It all helps, right? It all helps because each and every exercise basically detoxifies your body, increases testosterone levels, reduces stress. So to increase your sex drive, you want to look at all the angles which are contributing to low sex drive, whether it's inflammation, toxicity, adrenal exhaustion, emotional trauma. All of these things have to be looked at.
And the herbs, what kind of like that naturopathic, you would suggest to take it, or sort of, is it teas or something, to improve?
So as a naturopath, we always treat the root cause. We never give somebody something to just stimulate their libido, right? So if the root cause is inflammation, then we got to get rid of the inflammatory foods and heal the gut. With probiotics and certain supplements. And if they're toxic in their liver and they have a hormonal imbalance, we have to flush their liver out as well. And they use certain herbs like milk thistle or dandelion and other herbs, of course, I mentioned. I go into a lot of detail in the course, And then the other herbs that stimulate, sexual drive can be the adrenal adaptogens. For example, ashwagandha is one of them. But I don't recommend taking ashwagandha if you have toxicity, because you need to clean the gut first and all that. Otherwise, you add too much heat in the body, and then you might get cramps and headaches and things like that, right? So always, 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 always treat the root cause, and then you can add the herbs that stimulate sex drive.
Wow, that's so interesting, actually. I found out things I never knew. Well, thank you so much. And before we're gonna wrap up this, is there anything else on your mind you would like to share with the listeners?
Well, healing the emotions is super important, and self-love as well. So healing the emotions and past traumas, because these past traumas get stuck in your limbic brain and they cause chronic stress and underlying stress in your body, and that exhausts your adrenal system and contributes to adrenal burnout. So not only relaxing and positive thinking will help you, you have to really look at those deep wounds inside of you and heal them. Get rid of them so they're not controlling your perception and your automatic behaviors and your subconscious behaviors, right? So I do a lot of psychotherapy with all my clients to make sure that the deep emotions are really released and healed, alongside with changing the diet and doing the adrenal herbs and things like that. So and then self-love is super important, because when your sex drive is low, you might lose confidence in going to have sex, or you might feel that you might not be able to perform well. You might feel guilty, you might feel worthless. And so be patient with yourself, because this sense of guilt and lack of self-love is also a form of stress. So the first step is really to surrender to self-love, even though the critic in you wants to attack and attack and attack.
Yeah, definitely. And can you tell us where our listeners can find you?
Okay, so there's free videos on everything I'm talking about, plus some more details on health.drameet.com, and that's DRAMEET.com. And just sign up and you'll get some free videos, and you can watch my online program. And the full online program has my exact protocols, and it helps me support communities in Kenya as well when you get it. And my best-selling books are on Amazon. There's a liver book, there's a weight loss book, and there's the main book, Heal Your Body, Cure Your Mind.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Dr. Ameet. It was a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you very much, Gintari. That was awesome.
Thank you. And to our listeners, thank you for watching, and I see you in the next episode. Have a good day. And we wrapped up. Well, thank you. That was a lot of information.
I guess so. Hopefully it was simplified enough, but
Yeah, it was nice and short, but it was
yeah,
like detailed.
packed with stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't know that inflammation kind of got basically everything to do with inflammation almost. The start.
Everything. Inflammation is the start of everything, and trauma.
It's like, yeah, and to like I've never known that you need to start with inflammation to cure everything, you know, and then kind of work your way up.
You got it.
You
You
know,
got it.
it's like majority people, they just kind of they brush it off other problems, and they kind of like they skip, like basically they skip some steps and they go straight away into the problem, but obviously there is a steps needs to be taken to reach
Absolutely.
to cure. Yeah, that's very interesting. I never know that one. Now I know. Well, thank you
Awesome, my dear.
so much for your time.
Pleasure.
And
I'll
we
send you the
definitely, yeah, perfect. That's all right. And we keep in touch. And I would love to have some one-on-one in the future, like interviews, not for the summit, just like that, you know, for the video.
Okay, yeah. What's your plans with everything, by the way? What's your
Oh my
plans?
God, I draw enormous plan.
What is with the summits and everything? Like, what are you doing?
So the summit is going to go live. Then I will do summit 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether I will manage to fit in this year, because I'm working on my website, because I was kind of delaying, and now it's kind of I'm ready and I want to do everything and now. So
And what are you branching out into? Are you becoming a health coach, or are you going to do online?
yeah, I will
program?
try. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I want to be qualified health coach as well. So, and also want to do my recipe book. So whether ebook, or I'm just kind of thinking, working on a blog, on a website, on, you know, on my own education as a health coach, to program my own knowledge and all that. What I'm interesting, and doing
Awesome.
yeah, and doing like one-on-one these kind of interviews, and just posting on the page, on the website, like on my Facebook page, because like I met people that, and the conversations I found so interesting, and it's like I'm just fascinated about it, and I'm like want to figure it out more, and I'm sure like, you know, other people would like to know that as well. So, and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing.
Well done, my God, good on you. My dream is to my dream is to sell as many copies of my online course. And you know, I did mobile clinics for poor communities, right?
Yeah.
So I drive in a Jeep and I do that. So if I can sell enough books and online courses, then I'll be going back to the bush. So you're welcome to join me one day if you want.
So how do you sell? How do you advertise?
So my books are on Amazon. I've actually even got I co-wrote a recipe book as well with somebody. She wrote the book really.
Yeah.
On gluten-free, dairy-free, and oil-free recipes. So it's all on Amazon. Then I have a website with the landing page. Like all these interviews send people to my landing page.
Yeah.
Hopefully they opt in, they watch my free series, and then decide to buy the book, to buy the online course. Yeah, and Bob, your uncle.
Yeah, just work on an online course. Yeah, because I'm kind of as well sort of thinking to kind of do the bundle or something. It's just like it's a lot of things come as I go. Every single day is something new comes up, isn't it? Is how
Yeah,
life
absolutely,
works.
absolutely.
You know, and I'm like, I literally started making the notes, like to remember, because there's so much ideas you forget, or even just browsing on a Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I could do this, and that, or combine, put this in there, and it's just like. Yeah. It's like, oh, I need to write it down because I cannot remember. I will forget, literally, you know. It's like, you know, the world is your oyster. You know?
I'm so glad you have so much energy for this. Like, I'm burnt out on the other end, but I'm glad you're just starting out.
You see that the energy I've got it like from my diet. I used to be like, no joke. I would go for a run because I run, especially now, I run every day like about 8 kilometers. So I used to come back, I would have a shower, breakfast, sit down, work, and about an hour in front of computer. So basically, like, let's just say 2-3 hours after my running, right? I already could sit down and I'm like this, like, and I could go for a nap. But the nap.
What's your diet now?
now completely. Now I cut off all the carbohydrates and the sugar.
Yeah. So you're on zero carbs. You're like on a ketogenic diet, or?
Yeah, I'm on ketogenic because I'm not really carb person. It's not like I don't like it. I'm not bothered. If I go to a restaurant, I will have a bowl of pasta or whatever. That's fine. But at home, I can't be asked with potato or rice or whatever. I can't be asked. For me, it's the vegetable salads, meat, and the fish. That's for my. But my problem is I got sweet tooth. Is the sugar. That's my problem. So like I completely cut down now for 4 weeks. I cut down completely sugar. Like no biscuits, cakes, or anything. The sweet I came across only once. It was dark chocolate, like that pure dark chocolate, and it was like a little bit. So it completely sugar out of my body. And this is where I've noticed. Literally, I started since I went into lockdown. I decided to experiment with my body, how my body reacts, my energy levels. How do I? Because I'm not that type. I'm an energetic person. I like to run. I like cardio. I like a lot to do that. But after like I was quite shocked. Like, you know, you're coming back from run. You think I'm just 2 hours ago I was running. How comes? So my like adrenaline is still high, and you know all that endurance is up. How comes I want to go for a nap? And the nap is not like I'm gonna switch off completely. As like I say, I'm resting my eyes. I could hear everything what is going on.
Yeah, you're crashing.
Yeah, but it's just kind of I'm resting my, and I'm like, why is that? After 2 hours when I was so active, normally you should be like, you can't calm down, you're still going. And I was like, no, you know, the sugar, let's do that. And I go like dry turkey, like I do completely, like all or nothing with me. And I go there, I buy there, it was like sugar, no. And you know what? I go to supermarkets and I look at the pack of biscuits, right? And I look at them, I completely look from different perspective. And you think,
I know,
like,
it's toxic stuff, eh?
Yes,
it's horrible stuff.
And I think all I could see, first of all, is the plastic, because it's wrapped in plastic. Second of all, I don't know for how long it's been sitting there on a shelf, and
it's not real food.
Left the factory. And all I'm going to taste, even if I'm going to have it, is going to be a sugar. There's no flavor except the sugar, you know. And I was like, because years ago I used to bake. I love baking, and today I love baking, and I'm trying to experiment all these like new keto products, inventing, you know, desserts and all the healthy ones that doesn't contain a flour, like using a coconut flour or almond flour, you know.
You should get my friend's book. I'll send you. Well, I've just unpublished it because I corrected some errors. But once it's ready, I'll send you the link. Of the gluten-free, dairy-free, oil-free things. Yeah,
you know, and it's like you know, I cut down all like the vegetable oils, like, you know, that, you know, sunflower and all that, and just to use like butter or like coconut oil as well, and the good quality as well, not those, you know, sort of. So yeah, and that's why my energy back. That is literally where I even noticed that I could go all day without thinking I need a nap. Or
are you doing high fats? Are you doing high fats as well, like they say on the keto?
Yeah, I try. Yeah, because I need to kind of to keep my hunger.
Right.
But as well, it's like
really. What are you doing? Mostly avocados or what?
I do avocado. I do like a bacon. I go for a lot of eggs.
Nice.
I go like through like I use a cottage cheese. And just like sort of like double cream to create some sort of, you know, but it's all like full fat. And then like a lot of chicken and the salmon and the vegetables. Yeah, I go through, like my favorites is broccoli and green beans. I cannot live without them. And I literally, and tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes is like, I could eat all day long, and it has to be for my breakfast on my plate. Because that's how, like, you know, I know, like my friends goes, how can you eat tomatoes for breakfast? It's like I was eating since I was a kid, you know. For me, it's normal, you know. This is like, how you not eating this, you know. So yeah, I love cook. I love experiment, like new things to create, you know. And like yesterday I made like aubergine lasagna. So instead of using like pasta sheets, I just put the aubergine, you know, and create like, you know, cheese sauce without the flour, you know. So it's just sort of like things is creation, your imagination, you know, like you open the fridge, is like, right, what do I have? And it's like, let's work with what I've got, you know, and it's great and it's working, you know. And
my internet is jumping.
So yeah. All right, I won't disturb you. Clearly you're busy.
My internet is jumping out. No, disconnecting my internet for some reason. Oh, because I've changed locations. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you see me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant, my dear. Which is your restaurant still open in London, or you guys are closed?
No, we're closed for the time now. Now we've been for 4 weeks. Everything is closed. It's only essentials.
You manage all the branches or just one?
Only one.
Which one?
In Marylebone. There is one in Marylebone. It's just basically off, not far from the Bond Street, like the Bond Street, that one where is all the...
My friend lives in Marylebone, so I'm sure I've been to your restaurant, or I'm sure she comes there often. I'll tell her to look you up.
Hey!
She's actually a nutritionist. Her name is Romina.
Oh, is she? Okay, Romina. She's a nutritionist.
Yeah, she's a nutritionist. And yeah,
nice. Can you tell me her name? Am I gonna reach out to her as well?
Yeah, I might hook you guys up. Actually, it'll be very synergistic to what you're trying to do.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, do it.
Alrighty. All right. I'm not gonna disturb because you're busy. Clearly, like, you know.
No, sweetie. Nice to chat with you. She's creating an online platform as well, where she's doing a lot of talks and stuff like that with some big names.
Oh,
so let me hook you guys up.
Perfect. Thank you. Do appreciate that.
Okay, my dear. Take it easy. Yeah.
Have a good day. The rest of it, and we'll be in touch.
You too, my dear. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.